and welcome to the Astro Flower. We're going to be doing a general reading for the month of August, and at the end you will get a personal message for your sign. Okay, I have noticed a few things in the general reading really, looking at everybody's weekly signs. There's a particular cards that seem to be coming up, which seems to be the Seven of Wands and what was the other one? The Empress as well was coming up quite a lot. So it seems to be sort of a case of enjoying the moment. That's what it seemed to be for a lot of people, and listening to the messages that are around us. As you can see, I'm out here in the countryside. I'm on a ley line, an energy line that goes down towards the centre of town, and it's a thermal baths town. So people used to come here many years ago. I think the thermal baths closed down around about 50 years ago, but people have been coming here for centuries for these thermal springs that are along here. So it's a beautiful place, and I thought it'd be a good place to come and try and get messages for from the nature, from the general vibration of the planet Earth, as it were. It's obviously an interpretation of the universal vibration. So yeah, so this is what it's been a lot of. There's been a lot of that, that whole idea of enjoying the moment, listening to the messages, and marrying both sides of life. That's what it seems to have been. Let's just see what comes out for us as a collective, and then we'll be pulling some cards for your particular sign. I've got two cards. They don't want to separate. They want to come out together. That's the overall energy there going through at the moment. Two of Pentacles and the Strength card. So staying to your path by the looks of things, staying true to yourself, concentrating on particular things. That's the interpretation of the cards. Rather than diverting between lots of different things, there's a little bit of a choice going on as well. Probably more to do with finances than anything else. But it's more of a case of just staying true to your own path of where you're going in life, and trying to marry those sort of two sides of life, the work and the social aspect of it all. This is your emotional sort of side, or our emotional side and our relationship side. This is the money side. This is the overall energy that's running through. This is the karmic paths. And this is the general outcome. Let's just go straight in then. What we're going to do is slightly different. We're going to pick the cards as we go. So let's just see what the message is coming in from the karmic path for our emotional and a collective emotional relationship side. Time to heal. Time to reconnect, I think, with everybody else. Time to appreciate your community, appreciate your neighbour. We've all been through a lot over the last year, and there you go, Two of Wands. So yeah, planning for the future in a way, and this is how we build a community wherever you are in the world, just by connecting with people that are around you, saying hello, that sort of thing. You know, when you cross eye contact, just that sort of thing I think is a really good thing. And planning and creating this new future. And this could be part of this choice thing that we were talking about and the overall energies here, because this is the Two of Wands as well. So it's all about, you know, planning that journey to go on. And it seems that way of sort of, we have a choice at the moment, collectively, and individually obviously, but mainly collectively, about going forward and seeing how we can put it all together. Let's just see how the universe is trying to influence that karmic path or that karmic message. What do you want? What do you want? That's there's so many things on offer here in regards to relationships and interactions with other people that are around us. And this could be your partner and your family and your friends. But the universe is sort of saying, what do you want? What's the, you know, wishing for a star, wishing on a star. So what do you want? What do you want? Wish big. you know, if you've got an ideal scenario for your relationships around them, live it. Let's just see how our collective guides and our ancestors are trying to sort of influence that karmic message going on there. Let's just see what's going on. No generation is perfect. No generation has got it right. Each generation tries to change things slightly, but no generation has got it right. And our ancestors here and our guides and are trying to sort of say this is a path that's created as once you put one foot in front of the other. Nothing's predestined. And yeah, in the past, our grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents, they would have got things wrong. You know, we get things wrong. Everybody gets things wrong. And they're almost sort of saying it's okay. It's good to examine. It's good to explore and even to get things wrong. But this is a change of fortune at the moment within our relationships collectively, obviously. And I think this is all about that healing, that forgiveness, forgiving one another, forgetting past histories, and just drawing a line over it and just kind of say, okay, we've learned now. That is the past. We can't keep going back and trying to realign the past. We can't, because otherwise we wouldn't have learned the lessons. So let's just get on, learn those lessons and move forward, yeah? Okay? Let's see how our collective, our guides and our ancestors are trying to influence that conversation that is within us. I think everybody understands that when we're calm and relaxed and enjoying life, we don't tend to say things that are painful to others. We don't tend to say things that put people in difficult situations, including oneself. And I think here is the guides and and the ancestors are really trying to sort of kind of go, chill, it's okay, don't worry about it. The past is the past, the future is the future. It's not a case of forgive and forget. It's more a case of don't forget so we don't do it again. It's as simple as that. We can't change anything or pay anything from past sort of situations. Excuse me, far too many cards there. Although the Queen of Swords came out at the bottom, so it's it might be the clear thinking. Let's just see what comes out here for that. Yeah, walking away from past conflicts. I think this is what they're trying to encourage the conversation within us. So as you're talking to other people, talking to people around you, you may get that sensation of, I'd like to interject here and everything like that. And it's just avoiding conflict, basically, and moving on, but growing up. I'm not the centre of the universe. You are not the centre of the universe. We are the centre of the Earth's universe. This Earth, this beautiful planet that is around us, she knows what she's doing. I trust her completely. In even regards for us learning things about how to use the resources on this planet. It's trusting that, and I think walking away from conflict and things that may cause us problems. Let's go on to the financial sort of side. This is going to be interesting, I think, more than anything else. Let's see what the karmic message is here. We have to have a different relationship with money. Yeah, money is a good way of sort of exchanging things and putting things into categories and stuff like that, and arranging things. But we have to get past the idea of, making money off of other people's suffering and putting up with that, not putting up with that, rather, So I think the karmic message here is, give money real value. This is it, community. One of the things that was taken out of the laws of economy in the French university, the famous French university, was the fact that the economy has to be served the greater good, and so that has no longer been the case. It's a bit like saying goodbye to the gold standards. You know, I think we need to get back to something that's a little bit more sort of concrete and stuff like that. And I think that's within us as a collective, as an economy, as a way of exchanging between people. Let's just see how the universe is trying to influence this karmic mark. The universe is sort of saying it's simpler than we think. We tend to complicate things with tax laws and stuff like that. Maybe there would just be one-off tax when you purchase something. Maybe that should be it. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a new paradigm coming up, and I think this is it. And I've been talking about it on Cymatic TV, and maybe this is what we need to step into. So yeah, it's there you go, 10 of Pentacles. We have everything that is available within the economic world that we can then choose to have a different relationship with it, and it needs to be tied to real resources and real situations, I think, because it's all becoming a little bit too virtual. You know, being ways of payment, that's fine, that can be very virtual. I don't personally mind. I think it makes life a lot easier. But the actual finances itself, the money, the end of the line thing has to be tied to something. And I think we've lost that, really, that sense of real value. And maybe we need to just readjust that and reevaluate that within our own individual lives. Let's just see how the guides and the ancestors are trying to influence this. It is making sure that your neighbour is okay. I think this has got to do with the Three of Cups here. The community, the sharing, the making sure everybody's okay. And I think they're sort of saying, if we're, you know, in the past, the mistakes we've made with money and stuff like that is that we haven't ensured that everybody moves forward together. And I think that's you know, that's a valuable approach to finances. Justice, that's what it is. Yeah, making sure there's a bit of balance, and I think our ancestors realise this, and maybe we should be sort of like putting ourselves into the collective and really starting to decide that we can do what we want on this planet. We can literally do what we want. It's us who decides, but you have to be consistent about it in how we purchase things, how we actually manufacture things and stuff like that. Let's just see how the guys are trying to influence the conversation that is within us. As I said, drawing a line above things, not trying to go back and correct history, I think is a really bad thing. Simply because we risk to forget how wrong humans can get it, you know. And if we do adjust the past, we may forget, you know, the harder side of the human being, so we can actually concentrate on the softer and the more joyous side of the being. Of the human being. So there needs to be some sort of that line needs to be drawn, and a new rules basically, and I think they should be very simple, like nature. Nature has very simple rules, and this is the whole thing about getting the message from nature. You know, nature does not complicate things. There is a lot of emotions in nature, but at the end of the day, nature, you know, bypasses that as well. So when a lion, say, eats a young deer or a young, you know, springbok or whatever, wildebeest or whatever, it's not emotionally attached to it. and nor is the wildebeest, nor is nature. It's part and parcel of it. And a certain acceptance from our side, I think, is probably a good idea to actually put our egos back into place. Ego is not a bad thing, but certainly is once it starts getting out of control and trying to rule everything. Let's just see what the overall energy is going out for this general reading, the outcome for all of this. The Magician. We can manifest what we like, people. You know, it's just a case of doing it. It's a case of saying no to certain things and yes to other things. And you may not necessarily agree with your neighbour, what they say yes and no to. But I think if if we lead with the idea that if it's good for me, it's got to be good for everybody else. If we lead for that idea there, then surely we're going to come up with something that's, that works for everybody. I really do. And I think this is a real changing time, this July and August. It's been very, very poignant this July. And I think August is going to be a bit of a cream of the cherry on the cake, as it were. It's going to be really nice. And it's going to make, there's going to be a lot of realizations within everybody. So there you go. That's the general reading. Now let's just see how your sign individually goes into it. Pisces. How you doing, Pisces? You're going to be, at the end of this month, you're going to be going into your summer period. So things should be really picking up for you. It's been a bit of a touch and go spring period. You're 3 months, sort of 6 months after your birthday. So we're just pretty much, coming to the end of that now. It's been a bit of sort of touch and go, as I sort of say. Things have worked, some things that haven't worked. Maybe you've been working a little bit too hard, or trying or pushing things too hard. And as you work in towards your summer, and that's the end of August, mainly in September, really. And going through into October. In that summer period there, you should really things should really start flowing for you. And I think you probably might see this month where things start to calm down and become a little bit more sort of constant. We're going to be drawing 4 cards for you for this message. 1 on the relationship side, 1 on your financial sort of side, and 1 on the outcome, and 1 on the overall energies. Okay, so let's just see what's going on the relationship side of this whole sort of healing and change of fortunes and moving on and leaving the past in the past, as it were, and understanding the past. What's going on the relationship side for you? It's almost as if it's starting new, as if it's like there's a new you waiting to come out. It seems to be raining, so letting go of those old ways of relationships, which may have been you might have been demanding a bit too much of those relationships, and that may have caused you a little bit of pain. You're pure water, and it starts raining when I start reading your sign. You're the last sign I'm reading, and I've done every other sign, and it started raining. So the emotions, I think, for you, let them out, let them flow, let them, say what you didn't like, what hasn't been going good for you, what you do like, what is going good for you. I think really sort of allowing that pent up sort of emotions that are within you, let them out, let people know. And if people want to walk away, let them walk away. They're probably better walking away from you. So, I think it's more of a case of, for you, of just sort of, it's almost like kind of going, that was good to get that out of me. So you don't feel that energy that's pent up within you, because that's what it's been like. It's been like your relationships have been under a bit of strain, and that could be to do with yourself putting that strain upon the relationship, and it could be to do with the other people and the environment putting a bit of strain in your relationship. And I think that's coming to an end now, and I think that's what that change of fortune's about. Walking away from any conflicts and really wishing for just a joyous, or the ultimate future that you would so desire to live. Let's just see what's going on in your money side of life. And this is what I talk about, listening to the vibrations that are around you. It's actually stopped raining now. So it only rained for 2 seconds. It's obviously going to rain again, which is what we desperately need at the moment. But it's understanding and listening to those sort of like, those interactions with the nature around you. I think it's really important this month. Anyway, back to your financial sort of side. You're going to realise this month that doing those 90 hours a week for that extra dollar is not worth it. You know, you could work 45 hours a week, have a much more harmonious and balanced life, and gain $1 less. It's not going to change your life. So I think it's like playing smart, concentrating on the things that really work, staying true to them, making sure that, you know, there's recognition for good work done within the community that you're living, and participating in the sharing of that abundance. Not only you sharing with other people, but also other people sharing with you. I think this has to be, I think work has to be a little bit more sort of open for you, and a little bit more sort of frank and straight and honest, you know. Walking away from things. This is a real month, a real changing month for you, Pisces. As I say, I think it's been under a lot of pressure over the last sort of month and a half, 2 months. That's what it seems to have been like on the weekly readings, to be honest. And now you're going to be walking away from old ways of doing things. And this is what I'm talking about, sort of doing 90 hours and 40 hours. Is there a real difference between the two? If there is, then maybe it's worthwhile doing for a short period of time, but not forever, surely. Because otherwise you will just miss life. You'll wake up at 99 years old and kind of going, what? I just didn't live. Which you don't want to do. Make sure you live life. Let's see what the overall energy is here. This is much more vibrant. This is trying to direct you into the way of fun, of enjoying, of laughter, of relaxation, of going with the flow and stuff like that. Yeah, Three of Pentacles, you know, mastery of working with everybody that is around you, feeling that relationships that actually really work, that there is support between you and the other people that are around you, and the other people are supporting you as much as you're supporting them, being proactive within those relationships, being proactive in your workspace, knowing that you need to be a fair exchange. You've got to walk away from working like an absolute dog for not really any sort of benefit, and that knowing your expertise and enjoying its position within the collective. Okay, let's just see what's going on the general outcome for you. A blossoming flower. So it's like you know, if you've got a garden, or even if you've got just houseplants, okay, so let's just say like if you've got an orchid plant, yeah, and you can see the orchid plant, it goes to its buds, the flower buds there, and it takes time before it actually flowers. But this is a moment here where this month here you can really start flowering, and it's after a longish wait, I think, where you're going to start really opening up and seeing very clearly, apparently with the Queen of Swords there, seeing very clearly where you're going and how to get there, and having that wind behind you, which is really important, knowing your direction and having the whole universe that is pushing behind you, because you're not trying so hard, you're getting out the way a little bit. You know, I think that's the case for you. I think sometimes you just try too hard, Pisces, and you should just allow it to flow. I need another card on that. Yeah, the Ten of Wands, letting go of those things that you've been carrying, I think is really important this month. So there you go, Pisces. I hope that helps you out for the month of August. If you want to support this channel, it's very easy to do. You just need to subscribe and click that bell. Apparently clicking the notification bell is really important for the algorithm of YouTube. It'll give you notifications of when the new videos coming up, because I will be doing a lot more videos on Cymatic TV as much as on this channel about the larger concept of the Astro Flower, because it's not just about pulling tarot cards. You know, this comes from 30 years of energy work that I've been doing, and seeing over 20,000 people as an energy healer, and also doing healing on houses, energy lines, and etc. So yeah, so there'll be a lot more stuff going on from August. So you're going to need to subscribe and click that bell to get notifications on it. In the meantime, Pisces, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.